What's going on? This is Kip Edwards. You are with Chat with Kip. I have a special guest for y'all, one of my really good friends. We met each other maybe about 3 years ago. I'm so excited about this gentleman because he has helped me out tremendously. If y'all came to some of the real estate network events, it was hosted at his location, his facility, which is beautiful. And I want to introduce Jeremy Wagoner. He is the owner of Texas Tea Tavern in Spring Branch. Is that correct? Spring
Yes.
Branch area? Okay.
Yep.
And then my favorite is Velvet Goat Tavern in River Oaks area off of West Alabama. So with further ado, here we go is Jeremy Wagoner. How you doing today, Jeremy?
I'm well. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So I want to talk to you about the bar business and just being in the industry. I have a lot of friends and relatives that we go to the bar quite a bit, right? We go to bars all the time. And growing up, I always wanted to be a bar owner because I used to watch, I guess, what's it called? Is it Cheers?
Cheers.
Yeah, and I went to Friends University, so I felt like it was just that kind of that good feeling. That's what we hang out at after work, after games. So I always been interested in owning a bar or hanging out in the lounge. Nothing too crazy. And when I went to Velvet Oak, it was something that I fell in love with. So, man, thank you so much for inviting us to come and dropping our food to the office and everything. So tell us a little bit about Texas Tea and Velvet Oak.
Okay, so Texas Tea, me and a couple partners opened that in 2015. It was a lot of like right place, right time.
Okay.
A little bit of God in there, so I was working at I was in between careers. I was managing the horse race track for a little while, and it wasn't doing well. So I was working at a bar as like a second gig, and I would make more money at this little bar than a suit and tie running around managing like 70 people, like pulling my hair out, right?
Yeah.
And so. The bar I was at was around like 40 years.
Okay.
And it sat on this property that was turning into like high dollar city center area.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
So they were clearing everything out of there and putting in these big fancy hotels and restaurants. And so you knew the time was running out on this little bar.
Okay.
But everybody was like, I don't want to hang out at this, like all these fans. I want to go to that little bar right there.
Right, absolutely.
And so the owner was getting bought out and they were turning over, and she didn't have any interest to open another one. And she wanted to move to her home to her family. And so I saw an opportunity to, I grabbed a gentleman that worked there. They used to frequent there.
Okay.
And then I had myself some money saved up. And so we opened Texas Tea about 6 months after Burlap closed, and it was lightning in a bottle.
Oh wow! Okay,
it was lightning in a bottle. That 40 years of it just went to Texas Tea. It just went boop boop, and that was it. There was no red. It was just black. It was just packed in there.
Oh, I know that was a good feeling, right?
Yeah.
Some of my listeners want to know how much, like, would it cost us, say, to start a bar? Like, reality, like, how much do you really liquid assets do you need, or did you get a loan? How did you go about moving forward with the financial part of having a bar?
There's a lot of components into like a bars, like what that you like. Probably the most challenging thing at a bar, it was the 6 months. We were looking for about 6 months before we landed this new location with a bar. It's when they say location, that's what they mean, man.
Really?
There's a lot of things that I had to find out, and I probably still made mistakes with the Velvet that I learned. I don't want to say mistake, but I definitely learned, and they're costly.
Absolutely.
One thing was you can't be around a school, you can't be around a church. I don't remember the exact how many feet from property line to property line do you need to be away from a church or school. So you can't just go anywhere. A lot of places don't want to have bars. Like if they think of, fights and cigarette butts and and bottles outside. So a lot of so you got to really find a good location of where it's at. We found standalone business and it used to be a bar.
Okay.
So that
was just the easy transition.
Yeah. When you talk about like opening a bar, is there already an existing building there? Were they a bar already? Did a TABC license exist there before? Is there parking? Do you have room for a patio? Like
Gotcha, okay.
you got to really go in because you need a patio.
So you need to have your whole business plan laid out to a T before
Yeah.
really moving forward.
It's really got to be now. I would think a shopping center would be best for
Okay.
like to save money. But when you talk about a standalone, you could do more things with it.
Okay.
It's just their costs more, and
Gotcha.
you got to be ready for like a patio. Everybody loves a good patio.
Right, especially in Texas,
In
right?
Texas,
We
yeah.
love sports, so like football is
Mhm.
big. I
Correct.
know at Velvet Oak, soccer is huge.
Yeah.
Because I see the social media posts from a Sunday morning,
Fact.
and
Yeah, it's crazy.
man, it's like being in England. Like I went to a pub out there in Europe, and for like the Premier Soccer League, oh, everybody supports their local team. It was super fun, and I noticed the same thing at Velvet Oak. It was super amazing. The vibe is right, the energy is good, and it's super friendly. And it's funny that you talked about earlier, like cigarette butts, beers. Going to your location at Velvet Oak, I really don't see much of that at all.
Not at all.
And I know it's in the River Oaks location, so it's the standards are a little bit higher, but I don't really see that. Like it's not no riffraff. I haven't seen any fights or arguments. I feel super comfortable going there, super friendly, and even inviting my clients there. So I definitely applaud you keeping everything in order, and your staff is super amazing.
Thank you.
So besides the having the right location,
yeah, to answer your question, I would say anywhere from like a quarter to like $500,000 to open something up, especially if one's there.
Okay.
But don't forget cash flow, because cash flow, I had to learn with the Velvet. It's not just building it and opening it and everybody's, oh wow, new bar, and it's busy. It took time to grow. Where Texas Tea was lightning in a bottle. We need to sustain like 2 years of like negative cash flow. And that'll take it out of you, man.
And before we talk about, because I do want to get into the numbers a little bit. So let's say it costs, you said $250,000 to $500,000 to kind of get it going. What kind of revenue would you see once you do get it going? Like, what is, I would say that limit? Like, okay, I know that in 2 or 3 years we'll be able to make $1 million a year, or whatever that number is to you. I know you said with Texas Tea, it was already in the black to begin with when you open up the doors. Whereas Velvet Oak, it might take a couple years to get the clientele there, the repeat customers. On average, in between both of those, where would you say the opportunity to generate revenue? What number would that look like?
Well, when you're talking, if you look at other bars in the area, like you're lucky to get bars that do like 70, 80,000 a month.
Okay.
So like when you talk a lot of like, I think what you want to see is about 30% profit.
Okay.
But what's your overhead?
Okay.
So at the overhead at the T was about 100, 120, and then the overhead at the Velvet was about 100.
Oh wow.
So we're just now, the Velvet's just now hitting that.
Okay.
T hit that at the beginning, and at one point I got it to about $250,000 a month.
Okay.
Before COVID. COVID took a lot of stuff.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
I think bars were never right after COVID. A lot of people just got used to staying at home. People work from home. The happy hours decreased. It was a lot that went into that.
I agree. Because we stayed at home quite a bit. We played poker all the time and drank at home. And
people stopped going out to bars as much.
Do you think now? I mean, I feel like since, not saying it's COVID completely over, or the effects of it is not completely over, do you see more people coming out now compared to it was in 2020 and 2021?
We're growing. It's hard to say that COVID is the problem now because it was so long ago. You can't blame it on COVID anymore.
Okay.
But yeah, I've been down about a quarter since COVID, like a quarter. At Texas Tea, a quarter. Like that's $50,000 a month.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's a big chunk. Believe me, I totally get it, especially being a business owner.
Yeah. So you gotta, it's just, I don't know. There was some competition that popped up since then, but at the same time, I think it's just in general, people got used to staying at home and not going out and finding other source of revenue. And there's a lot of oversaturated bar, like, and the area is changing, but in general, like you got to keep up with the times. So it's, it's forever evolving. And what you pointed on, safety, cleanliness, my mentor taught me cleanliness, safety, and friendliness. It's the three components to a bar, right? So you don't see cigarette butts, right?
Not at all.
You don't see fights.
Nope.
Right? You don't. And then the people are friendly. Like you're building an atmosphere there.
Absolutely.
It's super hard to do.
Yep. I know one of my favorite nights that you have is trivia night at Velvet Oak. And meet some really, really super cool people. And it's funny, like the demographics. I mean, it's super young, like college kids.
Yep.
All the way up to retirees. Like I met some attorneys there that's been retired. We office in the same building. So trivia night to me, you get to meet a whole bunch of different people, all different ages,
right?
All different cultures and backgrounds.
Right.
So besides trivia night, which I want you to talk more about trivia night, what are the other nights that really bring people out to come check out the bars?
Oh man, karaoke.
Okay.
Karaoke on Friday night. If you were to go in there, Kip, on a Friday night, like it's our busiest growing night of the week.
Oh,
it's
wow.
packed now. Yeah,
Okay.
karaoke's crazy. There is a lot of thing that contributes to Velvet Oak. The soccer, what you said, probably saved Velvet. I had no idea when the soccer clubs approached me. I was like, man, I heard they start at 7 in the morning, and I didn't want to. Man, it was the best thing I ever did.
Oh man, I see. Like they start early because I go run early in the morning, so I run kind of in that area. 6:45, they already in the parking lot. 7 in the morning, I'm like, man, it's already then
crazy.
It's like I like the energy there.
Yeah, it's so that's fun. And if you come and you're just there to eat brunch and you run into you will become you're like the energy brings you into watching the game.
Right. I don't know much about soccer, but I know. Yeah, absolutely.
So soccer, people like things to do now.
Okay.
Trivia, bingo, karaoke, soccer. Football, college football.
Absolutely, cranking back up again. Yep. I know that's always a good time. I feel like any bar in Houston.
Good food.
Yeah, football season is definitely, and it's great food.
Good food.
Great food.
Yeah.
And thank you for bringing food to the office. And we go there every once in a while to stop in, get some wings.
Right.
Chef is really cool. I mean, the great menu.
Yeah.
And let me tell you about the bars. Like, it's not overpriced. Like, I go to some bars and I'm like, damn, $30 for a burger. Which sometimes I'm like, okay, I understand. I mean, it's part of it. But, man, your prices are really, really reasonable. Even the drinks are really, really reasonable. And I drink some, not saying I only drink top shelf drinks because I'm a whiskey drinker. I try all kind of whiskeys. And you have a full bar. We pick everything, stuff that people never heard of. I notice it's there. And your staff is truly amazing. So tell us a little bit more about the menu and just about the staff as well, because the great customer service, and I usually pick a place based on great customer service.
Thank you.
So talk to us about the menu and then talk to us about the staff a little bit.
Okay, so the menu was done by Alberto. We had a menu, and when I brought in Alberto, the chef and GM, he changed it, and it changed. I mean, it was perfect. Like the chicken, it's all about like a little bit of R&D and the love you put in there. And then just being consistent with it, and it's bar food. It's not the healthiest. I mean, there's chicken tenders and burgers and melts and sandwiches, and I mean, we do have some salads, but I mean, Berto had a lot of experience. He had his own food truck. He ran a different bar for a while that was really known for steak nights. I think the price is like being in that district, in that area, and keeping it moderate. It's not expensive. It's not, but just keeping it affordable. Well, you know what? I don't want to eat tonight. Let me go get a burger and a beer and spend $20. And not kill yourself doing it. And
we order like Uber Eats or something. I feel like, man, we can just walk down the street and get Jeremy's real quick and come back home. So
dollar wings are on Wednesday today. People fill up for dollar wings. I mean, every neighborhood needs a place like that where they could go, you know what, and they make a home there, and then they fall in love with the staff, and which would be like Miracle and Kelly. Miracle had worked with me, and Christina worked with me previously. And I was lucky enough for them to, when I opened, hey, I want to be involved. I want to help. Kelly came to us, and we've just been, Alberto's big on what he does. Kelly was in fine dining at Steak 48, and they just they understand. Like, they were there from the beginning where there was nobody in there. And they understood how important each person means. Like, when nobody comes in, like, everybody who walks in there is so important.
And they always greet me when I come in. I mean, super, super friendly. It's not like I'm a super regular person that's there weekly.
Right.
But when I do come, say, once a month or so, I mean, they always wave and, hey, kid, what you need.
Right.
So I feel at home. Like, I feel like, hey, this is a super, super friendly bar, and I wouldn't mind inviting anybody there. I do want to talk to people about the events that you have there. I know that we do a network event every once in a while, and we're about to crank it back up. Now we got the show, so we're going to do our grand opening for the show there, hopefully. I'm letting you know now. I'm letting you know now, Jeremy. So we're going to do it. I love it. So I figure at the end of June, we'll do like a kind of like a release party kind of thing. So
all right.
I'm looking forward to it. But tell them about the event space and how many people it can hold.
Last
and
what they look for. On the Price is Right.
Exactly, right. That was the last time we was there. So yeah, it was the Price is Right, which was super amazing. So
he was on the Price is I have it recorded.
Yeah, it was one of them bucket list things to do. So, man, this is kind of one of my other bucket list things to do was the podcast. And so I want to make sure we do it big and let everybody know and make sure they tune in and everything. But to finish up, tell me some last remarks, what you see moving forward, the growth. Are you opening up any new locations?
You had said events. Okay,
yep, so let's do events first.
I met my mentor. His name's Dwight Berube, and he worked at he was the GM of Madison Square Garden.
Oh, wow.
He was the GM of Shea Stadium. He was the GM of the Middleglands. He was the GM of the Astrodome. And I met him early in my career, about 30, and he said, you don't have any experience. It's exactly what I want. I'd rather mold you into what I want you to be. And you don't learn. He took me in his office, taught me Excel. I knew nothing. And like meeting him was huge for my life. And then I still go and I have dinner with him next week. My son's writing a project like, hey, you need to, anyways, I could get into Dwight so I did events there, and the day he got moved up to vice president. The day he moved me to events.
Okay.
So events is what we specialize in.
Gotcha. Okay.
We have 3 events at T on Saturday. We have all kinds of happy hours events all the time, and that's what we do. Alberto worked with me, my GM he was my assistant at the racetrack, so he knows the food, the catering side, and could put out the food. So that's why we're so successful. I mean, we could you give me something, and it's going to be the best thing you ever. That's what we do, and then I'm not going to where you go to other places, they charge you room rental fees, and you got to have minimums, and no, like that's not how it's supposed to be. You come in here, be happy, let us take care of you, and I think people see that and want to come back.
Absolutely, because I know we had all kind of events. We have themed events, like we had the Cinco de Mayo event.
Cindy just came last week.
Oh, really?
I forgot to tell you that.
Yeah. Okay.
She came last week.
Okay. Oh, she did. I saw her. The Lex Prefer had the event there.
Yeah.
I think we have the Caribbean. What's it with Deborah?
The Deborah
Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
Caribbean Chamber of Commerce.
She hasn't had it there in a while. It wasn't not many, but it's good. Deborah still had her birthday party there.
Okay.
She still loves the bar. She comes in, has lunch all the time. Yeah. So it's great.
For an event, how many people does the event? Like how many can hold? How many people can?
I've had at Texas Tea anywhere from 50 to 300 people. At Velvet Oak to 150 people, something like that. And we have different rooms. You know, you got to play with them. You cut off different areas. But
Gotcha. Okay.
And we provide food. Like we could do catering for that big. We did some offsite catering for some other companies in the area. So it's growing.
It is growing.
For the rodeo, we catered for 300 people.
I'm sure. Okay.
The rodeo is always in there. Yeah. So.
What do you think is the busiest time, like event wise? Oh yeah,
Christmas.
Oh, all the company parties, right?
Yeah, we've had Oxy, MD Anderson. I mean, just a lot. I mean, Christmas just gets packed.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. There's another question I really want to ask you because I know owning a bar, you could be there 24/7, right? Like it never stops. It's always something to do, always something going on. How you balance having the bar and just your regular personal life? Because I know it's hard for me as a business owner, and I could imagine a bar because the bar's no close to 2, 3 in the morning, right?
So the first one was okay. You kind of get it to an auto. It really depends on your staff.
Okay.
I got it to an auto. When I opened the second one, I had a really hard time finding a GM. Mm-hmm. So I took it over, and then that was the hard part, man. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I looked at my kid, and he was in 7th grade. He was 12, and I said, Joel, like, you're gonna have to do your homework by yourself at night. You're gonna have to cook your food by yourself at night. Like I gotta go. The Texas tea was something I wasn't a majority in. The Velvet Oak, I'm the majority. I saved up my money, and my partners wanted to come with me, but it's not something. The Texas tea wasn't something I could give to my son.
Right.
The Velvet Oak is I have to have my other. I can't do all this work for nothing. Like,
I agree.
I'm like nobody does any work. I do all the work. You know what? I could have. We all want to get to passive income,
Right.
but like, hey, so do I. So they agreed. They came on, but I'm the primary at Velvet, so I had to go and do both. I had to GM both spots, and that's when I found Berto and Kelly, Miracle Tavius. They all came back on, and then let's go. And now 3 years into it, we're finally
Good. Okay.
getting there. But it was a hard. It was a hard. You really got to rely on your staff, man, because there's a lot of bad parts of the bar of give people giving stuff away, like who doesn't want to buy a pretty girl a drink or like buy their boyfriend a drink or whatever
Right.
it may be.
Yeah.
That's stuff that's stealing. That's stuff that comes out of our pocket.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We have to monitor that. We're open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. daily. We can't. There's no breaks. Like, you grab the ones that are ready to go and that mean a lot and that work and you take advantage and try to like. My job is putting out fires and making everybody.
I think that's all us as business owners.
Is it?
And I know, putting out fires. I feel like that's what we do all the time, especially being the owner, right? Because ultimately it comes down to the decision that you're making. So I totally get it. And I feel like the biggest challenges that I have is usually having the right people in place, right? Having your teammates in place, having the right team to handle the business. And I know being in the bar industry, turnover could be super, super high. How do you retain your employees? And how do you develop them?
Man, I've had a lot of luck, and people, they come with me and they stay. I take pride in them too. Like I want to make sure they make money, so I don't fill them up with like a bunch of people on deck. Like my mentor taught me, and that's probably the one thing I don't listen to, is he say, Jeremy, it only takes one drink an hour to pay for a bartender. It's $2.13 an hour. But I like to make sure I keep good people by making sure they make money. Okay. So if it's busy enough, I'll bring somebody else on that shift. If not, then I think that it's let them make money.
Deserve that one. Okay, no, I definitely respect that, and I think they do too. I think I'm the same way when running the office. I'd rather make sure I really take care of my employees that's there. And I like to keep overhead super, super low. But if they get to a point where it's overwhelming for them, I let them know, like, hey, maybe we need to bring in a assistant let's train somebody and get them developed to help out a little bit. But I have the same employee. My first employee is still with me from day one when we started the company. And then actually the whole group is the same from when we started initially 5 years ago. We started October 2020, and I still got the same group.
Skyline.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah.
It is crazy. I feel like our backgrounds is kind of similar. Our work-life balance is kind of similar as well. But what's something that, like, I know we talked about getting people in the doors. Besides the events and the daily activities, what kind of marketing do you do or promotions? Do you hit the streets? I know that when we met, you pretty much just knocked on the doors like, hey, we coming, we're going to bring you some lunch. I was like, oh, come on, let's do it. Do you still do that? Or what's some of the other stuff that you do that's outside the box to get more people in?
Well, Velvet was, I didn't know anybody in the area. And I nobody, just because you open a door doesn't mean they're all come running in. So I had to put my face out there. And so I started with apartments, like all the apartments around.
Okay.
I developed relationships with, and I started bringing them lunch.
Okay.
I didn't know what else to do. I need to get my face in front of them.
Absolutely.
And I say, hey, here's some lunch. If I'm not going to bug you, but if you ever want to do a happy hour or something, like you ever want to do something for the residents, I'll do it, and I'll put something free out there. I'll make it happy. I'll make a special. And they did. They followed up, and the residents would come. And so residents felt comfortable coming over. And then I'm like, I need to get to the businesses. So I'd walk around Greenway Plaza.
Okay.
I'd walk around.
Just talk to everybody.
Man, I'm walking in a suit. I'm like, man, this is not like that. But you know what? I can't have the bar fail. Like, I need to put myself in front of people. Yeah. So I would drop off, and I didn't want to solicit. So I didn't want to just, hey, here's some free lunch and be that guy that's annoying. So I would say, hey, I'd go and take pictures of the names of the companies in the business, and then I would call like I did you.
Okay.
And some people would, they think I'm soliciting and not interested. But I'm like, hey, I'm not trying to blow up your phone or send you a bunch of emails. Just here's some free lunch. And if you think about me when you guys go out for a drink, come by.
Okay.
And for you, like people took it and like, hey, man, I appreciate the hustle. And some people didn't, and like that, I never heard from them, but it worked out. That's how I got the name out there. And besides that, just social media pounding.
Okay.
Finding a good social media person so that people can building up followers and likes, and
absolutely,
but killing them with kindness.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's funny you say social media because I'm a little bit older. We probably about the same age.
Yeah, we are.
So I really didn't do social media that much.
Same.
Okay, but now I was looking at your Instagram. Man, it's something else now. Like, did you hire somebody to help you out? Or
I did.
Okay, tell me how was that process?
It started with, I want to say, a guy named John reached out to me, and we were involved in speed rails.
Okay.
And John Pittman, he's great. And then he came in, and we kind of made some videos, stuff like that. And then we met a girl named Alexis that was amazing, and just kind of took it over. And he kind of passed his knowledge on to her, and man, she knows I'm terrible. It's hard.
No, I totally understand.
It's past my time, bro. Like, how do I do this and this and this? Like, I'll send her pictures, and she's like I didn't get the whole thing. It's hilarious.
I'm the same way, but now it's spectacular. So, man, like, it looks really, really good, and
thank you.
I like the promotions, everything. Like, it's super, super awesome.
Right. You got word of mouth is probably like 80-90% business, man. And,
okay.
And when, like, with people getting out there, like, hey, it's good food. Have you tried this place? With social media, it's probably more now.
Good, okay.
You got to put some money in the social media.
Absolutely. And you can tell by the analytics, you just said the numbers is picking up and things are going great. Right. How are you going to maintain everything, keep it going? Are you going to have to get more staff? Or are you going to open up another location? What's the game plan for the next 2 to 3 years?
I'm trying to puzzle my piece away of taking I have no life with running 2 bars. and I have a kid, so I'm trying to figure out how to get him on autopilot, and then give some responsibility to people, and then maybe another bar will be in the future. Gotcha.
Yeah. Is it kind of hard, like, letting go of the reins? Because maybe it's your baby, so right? I'm the same way.
I have issues with that.
I need to have, not control, but I want to know everything that's going on
all the time.
Why is it going on?
Right.
How can we make it better?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So I know it's hard to kind of let those reins go. Let somebody else drive. Here go the keys. Handle it.
Yeah.
Like, tell me about
So social media was a good one to let go of. That was probably. I'm trying to. I'm working with a guy like me, like my mentor. I didn't have any experience, and every time I promoted somebody within, they had, like, I don't know, bad habits, I want to say. And so that had been there for a long time. And so with this guy, he didn't know service at all. Okay. Which, I have to remember that because he's, like, really green. Okay. But I'm teaching him, and it's working. Good. But it's going to take a little while. Yeah. So maybe I could pass some of the responsibilities off. Besides that, I just got to figure, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. That's a question that you found me on.
That's good. Hard. That's good. Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's what we're here for as well.
That's what I've been trying to figure out. Okay. That's the next one.
Yeah.
So I could open up, because the people that they could do it, right? They have like 5 or 6, and I'm like, how? Yeah. How do you do that? Like,
right. But you're right. You have to have a team in place because you can't do everything by yourself. Yeah. And I noticed in order to make the most revenue I want to make, I had to franchise one of my business, right? The tax business. I franchise it out. Do you see yourself franchising Velvet Oak?
I don't know. We're coming up on a 2-year anniversary. We've really been open about 2.5. But when everybody got there, the majority of the staff, we pushed it back, and then it was March, but it's too hard in March and April. We're so busy. Yep. So we're doing it in June, and and we're gonna. And I don't know, man. It's something I need to consider.
Gotcha. Okay.
I haven't gotten there yet.
I get it. Believe me, I definitely get it.
Yeah.
Before we close out, anything you want to tell the listeners and the guests? Leave your lasting remarks on Texas Tea and Velvet Oak, and tell them definitely come out. Y'all have to come out. Like, give us the addresses.
Okay.
Yep, of both places.
Texas Tea is the big sister. She is been around 10 years. We had our 10-year anniversary. She's the west side location, and she's at like I-10 in the Beltway on Brittmore. And it's Texas Tea Tavern. If you probably heard of it. It's a really fun place to go. And then Velvet Oak is the new one, and she's growing really quick. And great food. It's we do food trucks at Texas Tea. Velvet is more inside the loop on West Alabama between Kirby and Shepherd. And if you're hungry, if you're in the area, both locations, it's not expensive. If you're looking for a place to go, if you are looking for, you had talked about like businesses and buying.
Absolutely, the network events, everything. Yeah. Like, I think it's the perfect place. I love the location. It's right in the middle. I mean, it's perfect for us. Yeah. Nice crowd. Absolutely. I can't wait to come back. So, like I said, mid to end June.
Mid to end June. In a couple weeks.
And y'all come out. Y'all come check this out in a couple weeks. Yep. About 2 or 3 weeks, we'll have it.
Okay.
So we definitely send everybody out. I'm going to send invites out to all the listeners and guests. So we're going to have a packed house that night.
Cool.
I need the patio and everything.
Yeah. Okay. Come on, you got it all. Yeah, you just let me know. I don't have soccer right now, so it's all.
You say it's all good? Okay. Oh, perfect. And be before football season, so we'll definitely end the summer off right and kick it off right. Tell them the Instagram names for them to look up. I know Velvet Oak Tavern. Yeah, it's one of them.
It's Velvet Oak Tavern and Texas Tea Tavern. Texas_T_Tavern. You can find us on Facebook, TikTok, whatever. Velvet Oak Tavern. We're all there for you, man. It's come check us out. Websites, absolutely, So. TexasTeaTavern.com or TXTTavern.com and VelvetOak.com.
Yep, y'all definitely come out. Before I let Jeremy go, I want to say thank you so much. I appreciate it as always, brother. It's been a pleasure meeting you since day one. Yeah. I look forward to having some events there. Yeah. So y'all make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe, and hear more from us. Thank you.
That was awesome. Thanks.